The ball is tipped, and well, it's not quite March yet, but it certainly felt like a little bit of one shining moment today, Dan. We had the Duquesne basketball tip-off event tonight, Dan. Just a chance to mingle with fans, a chance for them to get a sneak peek at what's to come. Just how much of an excitement factor is this for you, realizing the ball's almost getting ready to get in the air?
We're definitely tired of playing against one another. We've had 2 private scrimmages where we've performed very well. Our players are ready to play a game, and I know as coaches we're ready to play a game, and I think our fans are ready to see what we can do this year with the exciting style of basketball that we play. And with the newcomers that we have, we'll have more balance this year, and really excited about showing everyone that on Monday, November 3rd.
There's a lot of newness, but there's not a lot of newness at the same time. You mentioned the line changes are going to be more prevalent. You've mentioned obviously players maybe getting acclimated to new roles and understanding positioning. Just how is it all coming together? And obviously you can't talk about the scrimmages, but you can talk about how much an adjustment it is seeing it in real time against somebody else.
Well, we're the youngest team and the tallest team in the Atlantic 10 this season. And I would venture to say that we're one of the most talented teams in the A10 also. We're kind of like Noah's Ark. We have 2 of everything. We have a lot of depth, and we're going to do hockey-style line changes, 5 in and 5 out every 2 minutes. But once we get to the 4th quarter, then we'll settle into some analytics and some feel about who's playing really well at that time. And then we'll have certain lineups that'll be for 3-point shots, for pressing, for free throws late in the game. And I think the biggest thing is we've just got to get to the season and get started. We have that balance that I mentioned earlier with our post play being really outstanding, and obviously our guards. We were second in the country last year and made threes. It's a changing of the guard, a closing of a chapter that happened in May when Meg left us, and Keandra and Gabby, and the players have moved forward from that. But Keandra and Gabby and Meg were such good captains and leaders that they've really helped our young people, and we are the youngest team in the Atlantic 10, to be all captains. And we really believe we have 13 captains, and really excited about the year.
When you have 13 captains and you don't have anybody really being recognized during senior day this year, knock on wood, things go well and move forward, but how important is that to empower young women to do amazing things, and how can that bode well for today but also tomorrow at the same time?
Well, we do think we'll have a senior day because we believe Ramey is going to graduate and move forward after this year. There's an eligibility issue that we're dealing with, but we're excited about what she's going to bring to the table this year, and then we'll move forward from there. But we have outstanding young women that are not just on the basketball court, but on in the classroom and certainly in life. And we've always leaned into that, the education, but we've really leaned into it in the day of revenue share and name, image, and likeness. And so we really, really want to attract health science majors and kids who want to earn not only their business degree, but their master's in business administration. And our team is filled with those 2 types of majors. And so we've got really, really bright kids that are good human beings and really hard-working kids. It's a group of young women that everyone at Duquesne should be very proud of.
You're very proud of the analytics side, as you should be. How important is it to be in front of that, and how hard of a balance has it become in today's day and age to balance analytics with feel?
I don't feel like I'm ahead of it, to be honest with you. I feel like I'm behind it. I'm learning every day about different ways to approach analytics. I have a grad assistant in Cole McFadden who's been really outstanding in growing our analytics department and really helping me understand analytics at a much better rate. And then I'm reading every day. I'm watching podcasts of teams that play similar to us. On the women's side, only Arkansas State and Tennessee play this style of basketball. But on the men's side, obviously Nova Southeastern and West Liberty, IU Indy, and some others. And so just trying to take bits and pieces of what they measure and then incorporating that into what we feel is really important, especially as we go into the 4th quarter of games and then afterwards, and how we measure the success or lack of success in the game that we just played.
Obviously, the last time we talked in this setting, we were both at the Wolstein Center at Cleveland State. From that point to now, in what area do you feel you and this team have grown in the most, besides the obvious size and all that stuff? Just in what ways do you feel you've grown most?
That was so long ago to me. We've put that to rest. We've closed that chapter. And that was a great year with great people. Anytime you win 20 games and you get to play in the postseason, that's a good year. My friend at North Carolina has got 4 Final Four rings and always told me that. And I always believe that. When you win 20 or more games, you make the postseason, it's a good year. So that was a good year. We've closed that chapter and we've moved forward. And when we met as a team in April while the whole transfer portal thing was going on, I told the 8 of the 10 players, the 8 players that stayed, you're all guards. Now it's our responsibility to go find you post players. And RJ Bell, our recruiting coordinator, did an exceptional job, beyond exceptional, in us being able to attract the number 1 and number 2 leading rebounders in the transfer portal amongst freshmen, and there was more than 400 freshmen in the transfer portal. And so Harriet Ford from Perth, Australia, and Maya from Germany have been simply outstanding all practice long. And then we have a young lady who's a freshman in Raven, Washington, who's a generational talent, we believe. She is 6'5" and can run and jump like a guard, a high-level athlete, and it's just not her athleticism, but her understanding of basketball is very high. She's a very high IQ, and she's got something that sets a lot of the great players apart. She very simply has a little bit of a mean streak to her when she crosses the line, and so I think we're going to see a really tough kid really help lead us in that center position with Raven and Harriet and Maya and Dunya.
When it comes to forming a team in this manner, how, with this style of play, can it be even more attractive knowing that everybody has an opportunity to see time out on that court?
Yeah, I mean, when you come to Duquesne, you know you're going to get on the floor. A lot of places are playing 7 players when they get to February because their coaches don't trust player 9, 10, 11 through 15. And here at Duquesne, we're playing all 13 players, and I expect all 13 to play in the first quarter of many of our games this year. But we'll hockey sub every 2 minutes. At Tennessee, Kim at Tennessee does every 90 seconds, and our kids asked if we could do 3 minutes. Kind of split the difference and went with 2. But it all depends on timeouts, and that's another thing that we do differently. I don't want to call a timeout all year if I don't have to. I don't want the other team to have any time to rest. And so we're going to play a very sped up game, a very fast game, and a game that's filled with toughness and a lot of fun.
You've said this is the way you want to play as long as you're the coach at Duquesne, and this is what you've wanted to build to. What did it take to get to the point of last year and this year, and what was it that finally said, okay, now is the time?
A new contract. I signed a new contract, and I finally had enough self-confidence, and I had enough belief to actually do it. It takes some gumption. It takes some fouillance, really very simply, to play this way with so few teams playing this style in women's basketball, and then at the men's Division I level, you only have IU Indy. So you have 4 or 5 teams total out of 720 Division I teams on men's and women's side that play this way. And beyond that, it's a style where, as a coach, you must trust your players, and you can't really criticize shot selection because you want them to play with a great amount of freedom. So you're not criticizing their shot selection, but you are giving feedback, and it has to be in real time, and it has to be in about 7 seconds or less. And so a lot of our practice is scrimmaging with real-time feedback in 7 seconds or less because we want everything to be exceptionally fast.